Hi, friends. This video is to talk about marketing budgets and how to spend your money on marketing strategies and tactics. I know this is a really important topic for you because it's a question I get a lot. It's also something that, even as a marketing consultant, I struggle with in my own small business. And so I want to guide you through some of the things that guide me as I'm creating marketing budgets, not only for my business, but for my client. And hopefully, it will help you create a good budget for your small business or nonprofit. Before we dive into the numbers, I want to bring it back to that number one question that we always start every marketing strategy with, and that is, who is your audience and how is your audience currently engaging with you, and what are the objectives or the goals that you're trying to achieve. And this will really help drive your budget and help you determine where to put your dollars at. I mean, if you're a small business and a nonprofit, you don't have piles and piles of cash laid around to experiment different marketing strategies on. So we need to be really intentional about how we're spending our money, and going back to the audience, and thinking through what they need from you and how they engage with you is really going to help drive what marketing channels we decide to put dollars towards, how much. And so those are three places that I always start with whenever I'm creating a budget for myself, or even with a client. So once we get a good foundation with these three questions, I wanted to share that the industry rule of thumb, or the best practice, is that 7 to 10% of your overall revenue should be allocated to marketing. This is great in theory, doesn't happen always in practice, and so I tell myself and I tell my clients to start where you can and grow as your engagement grows and as your marketing grows and your business grows. So you can always start small. Don't think you have to put piles and piles of cash into your marketing in order to be effective. There are really creative ways that you can make your marketing budget more effective and go further. And so I share this percentage just to kind of give you a target to point at. But no, it's really about what's going to work for your small business and for your nonprofit. This graph is one that I've actually used quite a bit as kind of a guiding light for me as I'm creating budgets for clients. And this gives you a breakdown of, within the marketing budget, how to spend your dollars, or allocate your dollars. Now, I should say that going back to that first slide about audience is really important, because not all of these areas or channels within marketing will apply to your audience. So this graph isn't meant to make it more complicated for you. It's really meant to give you kind of more of a target, or a guideline of how dollars are typically spent. But when it really comes down to it, go back to your original three questions about audience and objective, and then go from there. But I did find some really cool information recently, that I really liked when it came to marketing budgets. And it suggested that 70% of your budget should be allocated to strategies you know are increasing brand awareness and audience engagement. And this could be anywhere from your MailChimp subscription, because you know that email campaigns are working for you. You are able to communicate and engage with your audience very well. And then 20% of your budget should be allocated towards new growth strategies. So maybe it's time to get into digital marketing and grow your social media engagement. So that would be where 20% of your budget is. And then 10% of your budget should be allocated to experimental strategies. This could really be anything. The sky's the limit. But this kind of 70, 20, 10 breakdown gives you an idea I think, better than the chart on the previous slide of how to spend your dollars and where to focus your energy so that you're not just throwing dollars out the window. So when it comes to small business marketing budgets, and I say this not only I do this for myself, but also for my clients, these are the four areas that I focus on the most. And that's digital marketing, marketing operations, content and implementation support, and then just a miscellaneous category. So when it comes to digital marketing, spending dollars on Facebook and Instagram ads, spending dollars on Google ads. They're cheap, they're cost effective, they provide a great amount of data. And so I really want to focus in on digital marketing. The next area that I would focus it on is your marketing operations. So this would be purchasing your MailChimp or your Constant Contact subscription and making sure that you have a really strong email system so that you can be communicating with your audiences. A CRM, a customer relationship management system, which MailChimp or Constant Contact can double as that, but having a way to manage your audiences and know how they are engaging with you is incredibly crucial in your marketing efforts. Web hosting and domains, having a reliable website, having a domain that is custom to you. And then also maybe just design with either the Adobe Creative Suite or even Canva Premium if needed, so that you can present yourself well, whether that be in printed materials or digital materials, making sure your brand is visually appealing in everything you do, whether it be from a simple social media post to some signage if you have a retail store. The third thing is content or implementation support. So I put a lot of focus on this, whether it be from photography, hiring photography or videography, maybe hiring a graphic designer, a marketing consultant, a web developer. And these professionals will really keep you moving forward in your marketing. And I realize that not everyone can afford this column straight away. And so it's important to, again, we're just going to continue to grow that budget until we can get to that point. And so these people can help make sure that your content is consistent, it looks good, it's on brand. It really puts your best foot forward when it comes to promoting your business or nonprofit. And then the other thing, a couple other things here in the far right column, in the miscellaneous column, is to always remember about printing. At some point, you will need some type of printing need. I joke that my agency is a paperless agency, but I always seem to have a printing need pop up every once in a while, whether I'm going to a networking event or a business fair or something like that. And so make sure that you're accounting for printing, because that again is going to put your best foot forward to have professional printing done if needed. And then community relations and local support is always important, especially for small businesses, whether it be, sponsoring the local youth baseball team and, your logo is a part of signage there, or maybe you're purchasing a table at a local fundraiser. That's definitely brand awareness. We consider that marketing. And so make sure that you're allocating dollars in your budget for those types of things that not only will increase your brand awareness, but is also important to you as a business owner, or important to your team. And then finally, just a word of caution from my years of working in marketing is, hidden marketing costs are everywhere. And this actually just happened to a client. They were planning to build a new website and pouring a lot of money into that website, had hired a web developer, and hired a copywriter, but they forgot to account for hiring a photographer for the new team headshots, and the other photography that was going to go on the website. And the look of panic on their faces when we were talking about it, because they had really spent their entire budget on creating a beautiful website, and they weren't expecting those headshots. So definitely account for some hidden marketing costs, because they do pop up. I'm sure they pop up in all types of budgets, but it seems in marketing they can really start to pop up and add on. So definitely add a little bit more of protection for yourself, so that you aren't trying to pull money from other budgets in order to purchase things for your marketing channels. So I hope this gives you a good basis of where to start with your marketing budget. And just remember, it's all about start where you can and grow from there. You can always be effective even with just a few dollars. And if you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help, and we can't wait to see how your marketing continues to grow.